In this video, I will share with you the 5 mental shifts that you have to make in order to become an overnight success. You don't want to miss this one. Dimitri here. Let's get right into it. In 2023, the world just witnessed something completely crazy. An next UFC heavyweight champion decided to actually step into the ring with a seasoned champion, not just a seasoned but an amazing champion in the world of boxing, by the name of Tyson Fury. When this was actually announced, many people simply said, no, this guy is simply way out of his depth. It's going to simply be murder. It's going to be completely a walk in the park for Tyson Fury, because they could not see how possibly a champion coming from MMA could actually cross into boxing and be able to challenge and keep up with someone who's been doing this for quite a long time. It was simply seen as a joke. But guess what? Not only did he manage to step into the ring, but he also managed to actually send the reigning champion to the canvas within 3 rounds. This was completely unprecedented, and that earned him the respect that he so needed. But of course, people might start saying now, is this some kind of overnight success? Because after all, he only started actually professional fighting since 2013. So only for the past 10 years that this gentleman has actually been fighting. So before that, he had no prior experience when it comes to competing at that level. But here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. Yes, he was 26 years old or 27 years old when he first actually stepped into the octagon to fight his first professional MMA fight back in France. That is true. But that still doesn't make him an overnight success. That was example number 1. Let me just park it for now. This was Francis Ngannou, born on September 5th, 1986 in Batier in Cameroon. Let me just park that for 1 second. Let's now move to France. September 5th, 1638, another child was actually born in France, but this time in a better place. This gentleman was actually born to a king. He was born to Louis XIII and came to be known as Louis XIV. 1661 comes, he becomes eligible to start reigning on his own, because from the time when his father passed away in 1653, so he was barely 5 years old, the leadership as far as the country is concerned was actually assumed by 2 people, his mother, Anne of Austria, and the prime minister by the name of Cardinal Mazarin. But by the time Mazarin passed away in 1661, he simply stepped forward and simply said, no, moving forward, I'll be the only one dictating or presiding over everything to do with this country. And people tell you, this young man is crazy because he's barely 20, he's barely 26. What does he know about actually ruling over such a huge kingdom such as France? And they simply say, hey, of course, he is again in another situation, an overnight success. But when it is Francis Ngannou, 2023, 37 years old, all of a sudden, after spending less than 10 years in the world of fighting, found himself in the ring fighting with Tyson Fury. When it is Francis Ngannou or Louis XIV, 1661, found himself in a place where he wants to actually take over the country, and people think that these 2 cases of overnight success. Let me just actually walk you backwards. In the case of these 2 gentlemen, what we see or perceive as overnight success is something that started a long time ago. In the case of Louis XIV, this gentleman, from the time he was born, he was groomed into the affairs, into how to lead a country. He was basically exposed to how things are supposed to be done. That's number 1. So what we saw in 1661 is something he had been exposed to since 1638 by the time he was born. That was number 1. In the case of Francis Ngannou, what we see in 2022 is something that started a long time ago. From the time he was born, 1986, all the way when he actually decided to leave Africa in 2012, he had been exposed to hardship. But what is the common denominator between these 2 gentlemen is the fact that, yes, they simply were willing to pay the price and they were committed to the vision. So as far as becoming an overnight success is concerned, let me just give you 5 tips, and I'm just going to link them to the life of these 2 gentlemen. Number 1, you have to know where you're going. That's absolutely key. Francis Ngannou knew exactly where he was going. Louis XIV knew exactly where he was going. So that's very important. So that's number 1. Number 2, you have to remind yourself where you're going, no matter what. So the obstacles are going to come, but you simply have to remind yourself every single day that I know where I'm going. That's number 2. Number 3, you simply have to enjoy the bumpy ride. The ride will get bumpy from time to time, but you still have to enjoy it, and that's absolutely crucial. Because no matter what, these 2 gentlemen simply decide to rise above above any negative situation and simply say to myself, I'm enjoying this because I know where I'm going. I'm reminding myself where I'm going. I have to enjoy the process. And last but not least, here are the two biggest ones that you have to consider. As far as life is concerned, you simply have to tell yourself, yes, I am not a victim. Yes, it is true that by the time he was actually born until when he actually reached the age where he could actually become the king, yes, many things happened. The nobility were trying to take over the country, but this jumping Louis XIV said to himself, yes, I'm not a victim. I am not a victim no matter what. Francis Ngannou, life was really hard. When he was going to school in Africa, at one point he was kicked out of class. Why? Because everyone was actually writing down what was happening, and the teacher asked him, why are you not writing? His answer was completely devastating. We don't have money to buy pen and paper, so I came to school to listen to what you're saying, but I can't write anything down. So instead of actually mercy on the young man, the teacher decided to kick him out, and as he kicked him out, kids started making fun of him. So don't see yourself as a victim, and last but not least, see yourself always as a victor. See yourself as someone who's actually going somewhere, and make that a day reality in your mind. And as you do that, my friend, that's where you're going to start seeing the shift. So again, the 5 key shift that you have to consider: number 1, see yourself as a victim. See yourself as a victor. Don't see yourself as a victim. Know where you're going, remind yourself where you're going, and last but not least, always enjoy the ride no matter what. As long as you keep enjoying the ride, basically sky is going to limit as far as you are concerned. Alright, love you so much. The best is yet to come, but none for the best to be manifested. You and I have to remain intentional as far as where we're going is concerned. Enjoy the ride. See yourself as a victor, not a victim. Enjoy the ride, enjoy the bumpy ride, and simply tell yourself, yes, I know where I'm going. I'm reminding myself where I'm going. It is not about where I am right now, but it's about where I'm going that ultimately is going to matter. Alright, take good care. And if you need any help when it comes to going from where you are now to all the way to the top, my friend, reach out to us, and we're going to see how we're going to take you from where you are now and where you need to be, and that's going to be done in a very loving way. Take good care.